Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Now, Meta has said that more than 10 million people have signed up to its long-awaited competitor to Twitter in what CEO Mark Zuckerberg called a friendly alternative to the struggling social media platform owned by Elon Musk. The app is called Threads, to a text-based conversation app where users are able to post up to 500 characters long and includes links, photos, and videos. As with Twitter, the post can be replied to, liked, or shared by others. Joining us now to discuss this is the Citizen's senior digital journalist and tech expert, Faziel Patel. Faziel, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
You, Faraz, and to the viewers of Hilaal TV.
All right, Faziel. So I want to get this now. Is it a battle of egos between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, or is this something that can actually work?
I think people have been looking for an alternative to Twitter, since Elon Musk actually bought the social media platform. He's made so many changes that hasn't been taken very kindly by users like myself and many others as well. Remember, there was this initial dispute about whether he was going to buy the company or whether he wasn't going to buy the company. Remember, he didn't fork out that amount of cash, but it was purchased in a form of loans and a whole lot of other stuff, but I don't want to go into the business aspect of it. And then remember, he fired a number of people that were at Twitter, the old staff, people that were critical. There were emails and, they were fired via email and all of the other platforms. But over the past year or so, Elon Musk has been making some dramatic changes to that particular platform. Initially, he started off with the blue tick. Now, for the blue tick, I think for myself, who as a journalist, who has a reputation to uphold within society and within mainstream media, our credibility is very, very important. And now what Musk did just about a month or so ago, he removed that blue tick and made it part of exclusively called Twitter Blue. And you're looking at about 1,500 Rand a year. It may not sound like a lot of money, but imagine paying for a verified badge that was actually once free. That's why I was really sad when the old CEO of Twitter actually left, Jack Dorsey. And now, Musk is going actually a little bit further. In this week or last week sometime, he tweeted that you'll only be allowed to see a certain amount of tweets on your thread. No pun intended with the new platform by Mark Zuckerberg, but you'll only be allowed to see certain tweets, and then after that, you're only able to see. And then if you want to get more sort of threads to come through, you'll have to subscribe to Twitter Blue, which is 1,500 Rand a month. Now, some might afford it. There are some people that still have their blue ticks, some colleagues of mine, some news organizations, but other big ones haven't really subscribed to Musk's, and I call it idiocy. It's just idiocracy. It's just ridiculous, to spend that kind of money. So that was obviously made it difficult, and now I see he's extended that to basically TweetDeck. Now, I use TweetDeck a lot in the work that I do as a journalist with the Citizen, because you've got certain tabs open. I subscribe to like Associated Press, AFP, and then certain hashtags like SABC, and then also EWN, my former employer as well. And then obviously if there's breaking news stories that comes through, you can actually keep tab on it. But he's limited the feeds on this particular platform as well. And if you want a full use of TweetDeck, you're going to now have to subscribe to Twitter Blue. So a lot of restrictions that have come into place, and a lot of people are squealing, and it's just doesn't make sense. One of the gripes that I have with regards to the whole blue tick thing is because now anybody, even a guy on the street, or maybe a white supremacist, or a person that is not legit or so-called legit in society, can pay the 1,500 Rand and have a blue tick by his name. He can even use my name and have a blue tick next to it and say, hey, listen, I am the real Faziel Patel, and the guy who's his name is Faziel Patel, he's not really the guy because he hasn't got a blue tick. So it's lost its value with regards to the credibility of the platform. And I think a lot of people were looking for, an alternative, and Threads may just be that platform that many are looking for.
Faziel, I don't know if you've subscribed to Threads. I just subscribed to it earlier on today. In your opinion, I mean, somebody who deals with tech, who deals with apps, how user-friendly is it for anyone who wants to actually subscribe to it?
Actually, I subscribed about 2-3 minutes before going on air with you.
Yeah.
I haven't played around with it yet, but it looks like a very user-friendly platform. Obviously, it takes your Instagram profile from what I see. And for me, fortunately enough, I am verified on Instagram. But one of the things that they may get criticism for, remember when TikTok just emerged by ByteDance? And this is a short platform. I watch TikTok like every night. Everybody's like addicted to this particular platform. And Instagram came out with their own platform called Reels, if I'm not mistaken, Instagram Reels. And a lot of people sort of were commenting saying Instagram should just stick to letting, posting pictures and stuff, and let TikTok be TikTok because they got a brilliant platform. But Instagram Reels have taken off. And I'll be honest with you, and people might not believe it, but at night I rather prefer scrolling through Instagram Reels because the videos are just more nicer and more sort of controlled. And so with the Threads, I think that Twitter may have competition. A friend of mine who I met in Dubai now recently, his name is Mkwan. You can check him up at Twitter, EMKHWAN. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel. He's a phenomenal YouTuber. We met at the Huawei launch, and he had very positive views with regards to the new Threads platform by Meta. So, and a lot of feedback will come through. Just to give you an idea, I mean, since it went live, Mark Zuckerberg tweeted, I won't say tweeted, I won't say threaded. What do you say? I don't know if there's a word for it.
Yeah, we're getting confused about that. Yeah, we'll just say he wrote it. Yeah.
It becomes like Chappies. Yes. Chappies is a particular brand, but you can eat any chewing gum and it's still Chappies.
Yes, definitely.
So what do you say? Do you post a post, or do you say a tweet, or whatever it is, or a thread, or perhaps? So he threaded that let's do this. Welcome to Thread. And on Thursday morning, you won't be surprised. I mean, that's today.
Yes.
Obviously, given the time difference, the Facebook owner threaded an update in which he stated there was 10 million signups in 7 hours. Now, we're way past that. We're probably sitting with millions more. I normally in contact with the Meta offices here in Joburg. I'm going to ask them if I can get a press release and maybe get some stats, and I can share that, inshallah. But he also tweeted, I don't know if it's the right word, I don't use that word. He also tweeted for the first time in 11 years, sharing a Spider-Man meme in an apparent reference to the similarities between Twitter and Threads. If you look at that meme, it's like two Spider-Man characters sort of shooting webs at each other. So, I mean, it's a wonderful thing. And a lot of people are asking whether it's a Twitter killer or not. And I just want to elaborate on that. I mean, we know Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, he's just the hip, cool kid that we all want to be, as opposed to Elon Musk, who's this, I call him a stiff, just sometimes got this air about himself. Now, Zuckerberg is widely understood to be taking advantage of Musk's chaotic ownership of Twitter to push out its new social media platform, which Meta hopes will become the go-to platform. Remember that another person that got his own platform is the former president of the United States, Donald Trump. Yes. He was kicked off Twitter during his presidency for inciting violence. We've seen the attack on the Capitol Hill and many other stuff as well. But it's good to have competition to Twitter, and hopefully, it will take, and hopefully it will be a platform that can rival or even be better than Twitter.
Before we go and end this conversation, Faziel, obviously we saw that maybe Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk want to have this cage fight. I don't know whether this could be potentially the starter for that cage fight to happen. But in terms of their companies, has Meta right now just taken a step further beyond Twitter in terms of the battle between these two tech giants?
Absolutely, Faraz. I mean, look at the platforms that we're using. If you use Facebook, it's part of Meta. If you use WhatsApp, it's part of Meta. If you use Instagram, it's part of Meta. They just build a profile and now they call threads. And I don't know a person who isn't on Instagram or on Facebook or even, well, now hopefully on threads. I mean, Instagram is a phenomenal platform. I get phenomenal feedback on there. Everybody, wherever you go in the world, whether you go for Hajj or whether you go for a holiday to Paris or France, the one platform that you're going to post your pictures is not even on Twitter, because Twitter is more like newsy, business kind of a thingy. Instagram seemed to be the more socially acclimatized platform to share a relaxing evening out under the stars, or making tawaf on the Kaaba to share it with the other users to entice them to actually perform that. So I think that Meta is leading the way. Elon has delved in other sort of companies. Twitter is probably just a sideline for him. He's got SpaceX and he's got Tesla and he's even got that battery manufacturing facility in the United States. So maybe it's just like dessert for him, and this is just something to voice his opinions, which he's been doing a lot, whether it's from congratulating his mother or having a fight with the Russian foreign minister, or even taking steps at the Bitcoin. And sometimes when he says something, this thing either dunks or it goes up. So look, I haven't tried threads, and no doubt you only subscribed today, but after a week or so, or probably after a month, we'll probably get a better feel of what it's like to be on a platform. But I hope, and I really do hope it does well, and hopefully it can be successful or even better than Twitter, and an alternative, because Musk's sort of metamorph of the platform that many have come to love is just being ridiculous and bordering on the stage of madness, I would say.
Yeah, interesting to see how it will go. Threads just launched today, 10 million earlier on. Could be even more. Faziel Patel, we'd like to say Jazakallah so much for joining us.
I mean, Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There's the Citizen senior digital journalist and tech expert, Faziel Patel, breaking us down, of course, of Meta's new launch of Threads. After the break, I'll have your latest news. Do stay tuned.